Jarrod, thanks for joining us. A lot was kind of discussed pre-season about going into the first Elite League season after having played those Champions League games. We're 7 weeks in. How have you found those first 7 weeks, and where do you kind of see your team at this point in the season?
Well, first of all, I think this league is so competitive from top to bottom. I don't think any given night, teams compete so hard that you have to be prepared for everybody. And, over the last few weeks, I think we've had our struggles a little bit. Some things have crept into our game that we've adjusted this week, and we've addressed that. I just felt that we were giving up too many odd man rushes and not sustaining enough offense, and we've struggled to score goals of late. So, as a coach, you want to find those areas that need to improve on, and that's something that we worked on this week. So again, we feel we've lost some ground in the standings here with some games that I felt that maybe we should have been more prepared, or maybe worked a little harder to find that success.
Has it been hard? And I know Todd talks about this a lot, trying to get over to the place. Has it been hard with the new guys trying to get over that every game matters because you're going for that league title, and even though it's October, that could come back to haunt you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been addressed from day one. Obviously, before the puck even got dropped, we talked about the importance of every point, whether it is Challenge Cup to get that top seed, or whether it's league play to, how important it is. So, I mean, everybody's fully aware. I think that, our approach has been, regardless of what type of game we're playing, we just want to play our best. And unfortunately, over the last little bit, we haven't been our best. I don't think we've played to what we feel we can. And, but it's definitely been competitive, all the games from the Challenge Cup to the league play. So again, we've addressed some things that have crept into our game that are not allowing us to play the way we want to play. And we look forward to this weekend.
It's 7 games into both the league and the cup so far. How would you assess each competition individually?
Like I said, we try to approach every game like it's a 60-minute hockey game that we want to win, and we want to prepare, and we want to build for. So, that said, we know what the Challenge Cup is about, and we put ourselves in a position for this Saturday against Guildford to gain that top seed. That something that we were looking forward to throughout the Challenge Cup. So we put ourselves in position to, potentially get that top seed and go from there. Talking about league play, I think we've had some good outings, against, Belfast. I thought was one of our better games. We had some other good outings, and I just felt that there's some other games that we didn't play our best, and it's cost us some points in the standings.
I was looking at the stats earlier, and in the Elite League particularly, as a team, you've had about 70 shots more than your opposition, and at the same time have conceded one more goal. Would you say at times you've been perhaps unlucky in games?
I love that term. I hear our Brits say that all the time, unlucky. You know what? We have some guys that can score, some guys that have proven that they can score. They've gone in streaks throughout the start of this season where it can score. And we just, for right now, we put a lot of shots on net. That's been our emphasis, is getting pucks to net, but also getting bodies to the net and having heavy sticks in front to try to bang in that secondary opportunity. And just for whatever reason, over the last little bit, we just struggled. And I think we put up 114 shots in 2 games this past weekend and scored 2 goals. So it can be frustrating. But one thing that we talked about this week as a group is that, if you're not scoring, you better be checking. And there's other areas of our game that need to improve. And that's been our focus this week. It's almost like putting too much emphasis on scoring. Guys start gripping their sticks a little bit more. So, we have some areas of our game that like I've said, that crept in, and we addressed them, and that's going to be our focus heading into this weekend.
One of the guys who hasn't struggled to score in the league particularly has been Brodie Reid, who's currently top of the scoring charts. How impressed have you been with him? But at the same time, how important is it to get some consistency in the other guys scoring?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, we knew that Brodie could score. He finished top 10 in the ECHL last year. He's done it over his career. I just think for us here, it's been the timing of a lot of his goals. A couple overtime goals. He's had a hat trick. He's just had he tied the game up in Guildford a couple of weeks ago. Like, it's just the timing of a big time goal scorer like him that they just seem to rise when you need a goal. So, we're very fortunate for Brodie to have him here, and his professionalism and what he means to our locker room. So, that said, yes, we need more consistency throughout our lineup, whether it's from the back end or our third line, or, our second line more consistent. So that's something that we're working on. We've moved some lines around, some guys around on different lines to see if we can get some chemistry from some other guys. But definitely, when you got different areas of your team scoring, it sure makes a difference, and not relying on one guy.
You mentioned it was a bit of a disappointing weekend just gone. There was also one moment in particular with Josh Waller. I've heard that he's suffering from concussion at the moment. How is he doing? Have you spoken to him since?
Yeah, Josh was down at the rink today. He's feeling pretty good. He's got some some stiffness in his neck and that he's getting some treatment. And so it's unfortunate. He's he took a pretty bad hit the game before, and then of course that incident that happened against the same team. So he's such a dynamic player, such a high end skilled guy with a lot of speed, and we rely on him. Back to your original question too, is that Josh has scored some goals for us this year, and we anticipate him being back soon and scoring some more goals for us. So, we'd be excited to get him in the lineup, but it's been a pleasure to have him, and that youthfulness and his work ethic and practice to, that skill set that he provides.
Have you perceived other teams to be targeting him a bit because of how talented he is?
The one thing with a guy like that's got so much skill is, and he does go to the hard areas. I mean, there's one thing that we, when we were talking to Josh this summer and watching him, and whether he's willing to go to those areas, and I haven't found that one bit. I mean, the hit he took the first game up in Coventry was him coming through the middle of the ice, trying to get a pass for a scoring opportunity. The second one was him, grinding and protecting a puck, doing what he needs to do to be successful offensively. So I'm not sure if he's being targeted. I just think that, he has the puck a lot, and he goes to those areas, and from time to time that it's going to happen. So, it's unfortunate. I thought it was a little unnecessary, the second hit, but, that's for the league to decide, and they did. And he's going to continue to play the same way and provide that offense and that speed that is going to make him successful and us successful also.
And you touched upon the Guildford game on Saturday, but as we spoke about, I think the first time we met, the sort of rivalry between the Devils and the Steelers, and I guess it's 1-0 to Sheffield in that respect after what was a really close game last time out. Is there any added motivation because of that defeat on top of what's already a great rivalry?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know it's a great rivalry. It's a exciting building to go into. They're one of the top teams in the league, and they've got such high end players and stuff. So we know all that, and our guys are excited. It still stings the way things ended up in Sheffield a while back, having a 4-2 lead late in the third period and losing that game in overtime. So I thought we played very well. I thought Sheffield played very well. We addressed some things late in the game where we kind of fell apart there and allowed them to tie it back up. So yeah, there's definitely all kinds of motivation going into Sheffield just right from the onset to how things ended last time up there.
Perfect. Jarrod, thank you very much. That's
great. Thanks a lot.
It's also been a bit inconsistent, but goaltending has been a real positive this year. How pleased have you been with the tandem you've got?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate with both goaltenders. The plan going in to have two import goalies and not necessarily sharing it, more of sort of seeing how it plays out. And it just the way it has worked out with Taryn Cozen getting the Challenge Cup games and playing so well against Guildford. So I think our goaltending has been very good, very solid. We've given Taryn Cozen some run support with some goals, and it seems just of late with Mac in net there that he's playing solid, and we're just not getting any goals for him. So I know that's frustrating on his end. It's frustrating on all our part, but overall, I think both have done a great job, and we'll continue to go week by week to see how they go. I know both want to go back to back on certain weekends, and both will get that opportunity.
And another plus this season so far has been special teams, both on the power play and penalty kill. Is that something you've deliberately worked on this season?
Absolutely. It's a focus of mine, especially teams can win you hockey games. They can lose you hockey games. So, we work on our power play a lot. We've made a few adjustments to it, with different personnel in and out and trying to find the right chemistry. But again, on our kill, it's something that we take pride in, and the guys that are out there on the kill, some nights we have to use more guys than others, but it's something that we take a lot of pride in, something that we watch a lot of video on, and something that we talk a lot about. So I just find it very important, especially as you go on down the season and some tight games, and you get that late power play opportunity. And the other thing about power play is, and penalty kill, special teams, is you don't have to always score on your power play, but you definitely want to get momentum off of it. And I think that's one thing we've been able to generate, even though that we may not have scored on a specific power play, but as long as we're getting that opportunity and our work ethics there, we can gain momentum off the power play.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll just throw in one more before we finish. Coach, like, the Devils are not an organization recently that's lost 2 games in a weekend. What's kind of the atmosphere been with the guys in the locker room this week, heading into what are 2 massive games then this weekend?
It hasn't been fun. It's definitely been, the mood's been a little bit different than in past weeks. I think, we're not kidding ourselves heading into the weekend. I didn't like some of the things in our game before we went into this weekend. So, and to come out with nothing at home against Coventry, and then of course losing up in Fife. So, like I said, we've looked at some different areas of our game. We've had 2 solid training sessions already this week that address some of that. A lot of it goes down to compete and battle and coming up with pucks. So that was addressed and will be again addressed tomorrow, and work on some things moving forward into the weekend. So of course it's not acceptable to lose 2 in a row, but I think we had a good chance this week to, as a team, come together, talk about it and work on it, and be ready for this weekend.
Are they almost the 2 kind of perfect fixtures? One is to win a cup group, and one is against a team that you'd be hoping that you're challenging for a league title at the end of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big picture is, we have a chance to put ourselves in a position, to get that top seed. So that's going to be our focus for Saturday night. And then, like you guys have asked, and you guys know, there's no motivation needed for Sunday going into Sheffield in the afternoon for a game. So maybe this is the best thing for our team right now.